you are in life at this time feels pretty darn good as far as your personal fame and fortune. The last thing it says is because you are, I'm not saying you're type A behavior because I don't believe you are, but it says something that it's coming clear is that you are the kind of person that loves challenges. You need a challenge to feel excited, and feeling excited is part of the reality of Queen. And I think that that's why you create exciting art, and why you create exciting friendships, and why you excite. And so basically what it says is a lot of this is going to happen simply by the act of relaxing, not trying and not feeling like you have to struggle to be more famous or more in a higher stature than you are, because it says you're pretty comfortable with yourself. And I would say that you are the epitome right now of why it's so awesome to be able to have people that are satisfied with themselves and do not need so much to have it on someone else. I feel that you definitely are to your own self true.
Mm, that was beautiful. Thank you. And I know who that person is that you spoke of.
Oh,
And I appreciate that. That was very blessed and touched my heart and my spirit. I thank you for that. I'm glad I came to visit you today.
well, we'll have to get you on the show again here, Queen. So get your webcam ready, and we'll kick some ass here pretty soon. Okay.
Sounds good to me.
All right,
But
honey. See you
remember,
later.
I live. Okay. Peace.
All right. Bye bye.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, we're going to take Rosie from New Jersey. Hey, Rosie, how are you?
Hello, Anne Marie. How are you?
I'm doing good. What's going on today, honey? What's your question?
Uh, okay, so I wanted to know if there's any change in course with what uh, what what I was expecting and what was told to me after today. There was something that my girlfriend spoke to my love interest, and I wanted to see if there's any change in course of the outcome of what was discussed.
Would you please give me the first name of who we're reading on, Rosie?
Yeah, sure. It is Anthony.
All right. So let's look at how Anthony feels about you first, okay?
Sure.
So I'm looking at that, and when I look at Anthony, the first thing that comes up about his feelings, and it says trying to ground himself in his life at this time, feels that you are a very magnetic person, and that there is an excitement or there is an intensity about you which he loves and he gets scared by. He loves the intensity, but at the same time, sometimes finds himself pretending not to notice or backing off because he feels that in some way that intensity could run away with him. So when I look at what does that mean, Rosie, and looking at that, your reading says that what that means is that he knows that you are one of the most supportive people and would sacrifice totally to him. He understands and believes that you would respect him. But the one thing that he is so frightened of is whether he can actually practice what he preaches. Now, what does that mean? Okay, I'm going to look at that because that sounds kind of silly. And if I look at what does it mean, he's afraid he won't be able to practice what he preaches. It means he feels that he wants to be confident. He wants to be able to prove to you that he can start something and stay on course, and he's not going to get scared and run like a little boy. One of the things it shows is that the biggest thing that's here is he needs to be able to be more secure with you. He needs to know that he can take the intensity between you both and not run away and self-sabotage. And that is what I see, is that he's grounding himself, processing, trying to get his shit together, so to say, and trying to take a little breather while while he figures himself out. So what do you feel from this? What was it that your friend told you?
Well, my girlfriend had a conversation with him today that was
Okay.
it sounded as if it was pretty much negative, that he was not going to be returning to me. But the the history repeats itself. He he was closer this time to commit to me, and I just wanted to know if it's still on course for him to come back.
Well, as I said, he's not coming back until he grounds himself. And the one thing that he's scared of is your intensity. So if I look at when will he get his nerve back? And if I look at that,
Yes.
it says, I believe that you will see him back. And I remember telling you 8 once before. And I believe that I'm looking at the end of February, March is when I see that he seems to suddenly come back with new energy, new security, and he wants to communicate with you about maybe why it is he's been so afraid. If I look at what is your best course of action in the meanwhile, and it says nothing. The best thing you can do is not text him, not reach out to him, not ask him to explain anything to you. Mostly just be sure to, just be sure to try to relax right now. Go with the flow. And
Right.
yeah, and that's what I see.
Yes. I call in because I've had several readings with you, and you're always on point. And I do trust what you say. So, thank you for that information.
You're very, very, very welcome, Rosie. And I guess I would say never trust a middleman. In other words, what does that mean? If you have to have somebody communicate between you and Anthony, you you give him the benefit of acting confident from the distance. But my sense is that that was something that he did to be able to assure you he's in no hurry. So I think that you'll be fine, and I just would say, hang in there, girl.
Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you, baby. Bye, Rosie.
Bye bye.
We have Emily in the chat room, and she says, Hi, Anne-Marie. I think you are wonderful. I would love a reading on romance. It's been quite a long, dry spell for me. And then we also have Carrie from Ohio, and this Carrie wants to know about money. And then Russell from Ohio, who wants to know, is there any messages from the other side for me? Russell, when you have a message reading from the other side, I read on names. So please give me the name of who you would like a crossing over reading on. The other thing that I see is, okay, and Carrie, I'm going to say that if you have a job or anything you want me to connect with your I have an interview Friday. Carrie, if you would give me the name of the job or the initials of the job interview, that would help. Russell, please give me the name of somebody from the other side you want a reading on. While you're doing that, uh, I will take an in quick with Emily, quick, and just look at what I see for her. Emily, this is for you. Honey, before I can throw out an unproven number and an unproven figure on you, I want to just look at what's getting in the way of having love in your life right now. And when I look at that, Emily, the first thing that comes through says, it's, I think one of the things, Emily, it says is that you're the kind of lady that makes incredible male friends. And you are somebody that tends to be the one that everybody wants to talk to, put their problems on, and probably find that even guys do that with you. The problem is that when you become a sounding board for somebody that you are connecting with because you care for them, oftentimes what happens is that you either become a mommy or you become a therapist for somebody that's broken up with their lady or broken up with somebody. So what I'm saying is just try to not be so nice. That sounds crazy, but I think that sometimes, Emily, it says you have the ability to relax people. People they just want to cuddle up and relax around you. And that's a beautiful blessing. It also says that you're the kind of woman that makes friends very easily. The problem is that some of the people that you have been doing all these things for have not been generous back with you. They have not necessarily given you back the time and energy that you want. So what I'm saying is forget about being Miss Nice Lady and understand that they have to earn you. You have to treat romance partners and people you care for, you have to train them how to treat you. And if you're going to listen to them, by gosh, they have to listen to you back. If you don't do that, you become a mommy or you become a therapist. So if we look at what if you actually toughen up, or as I say often, take your bitch pill, what would happen? How long would it be before you bring in love? And looking at that, Emily, and your reading says you would find love. I have looked for a spring flirtation in which somebody comes to you with a lot of chemistry. But here's the thing, have faith that if you revert back to being Mrs. Nice Lady and continue, remember, it's funny. Women are the same as men. They like a challenge. If a guy comes off too easy, too needy, women tend to not see that as a challenge and may even shy away from that. Men are the same. There has to be a mating dance, even if it's a very subtle mating dance. Remember that you have to make yourself somewhat of a mystery, but you definitely need to allow yourself to take your bitch pill once in a while. Don't be afraid to hold your head up high with a little bit of pride. Don't be afraid to be an enigma and not be such a nice lady. It's good to be a good lady. It's good to be a beautiful person. You can't help yourself. But I really feel if you would try a little harder not to be the therapist, not to be the soundboard, you would not be so confusing and make more friends than you do lovers. And I think that that's what I see. And if you could do that, I believe you could bring love in your life by February, March, April. We're going to look about May, June. There's a lot of love in the air in those months, and people are flirtatious and waving from their cars, and it's just kind of a good time for finding flirtatious people. So go ahead, try that out, see what happens, and give me a call or come back and in quick and see how it goes. All right? And I thank you. All right, that was Emily. I'm going to take Chris real quick and then Carrie. I'm still waiting. I'll try to do the interview. Russell, again, if you could give me the name of somebody that you want me to read on from the other side. Carrie, it says a key bank. Okay, that's great. That's great. And Russell says the name is Roger. Great. Thank you so much. Chris, I'm going to read for you next. And Chris, hello, how are you?
Hey, Ruth.
Hey, buddy, what's going on?
Just doing, just doing fine. And doing fine.
Doing good, doing good. That's good, that's good. I'm glad you're doing fine. Can I give you a little angel message reading there, Chris?
Yes, ma'am, you can. Yes, ma'am. Yes,
All
ma'am.
right. You're always so polite, Chris. Chris, this is what I see from your angel message reading. Your angels are surrounding you, and they know when you have been hurting. They know that sometimes you have a sadness, but they also want you to know that you have to lift yourself above your sadness and realize that they will help you as long as you do not allow yourself to think negatively. And negative can be loneliness, or it can be feeling as if you're trapped in your life. What I feel is that you have beautiful, beautiful angel light around you. And it also says that they will help you to find the things that you want, whether it's love, whether it's more. You're still very young, Chris, and there's a lot of good stuff happening. I show also that in the next 2 months, um, don't be worried if life seems kind of confusing. I think that there's going to be some changes around you through February and March. But I also see a shy, sweet lady that is coming into the picture around that time. I don't know whether this is somebody that is close to you, but it shows her being somebody that is, I think, shy as you are. And if I look at, well, if she's so darn shy, how the heck are you supposed to get to know her? And when I look at that, and it says, she's troubled, Chris. She has a sadness like you do sometimes. And she needs somebody to talk to her. She needs somebody to help her through a very hard situation in her life. And just by having somebody that she can sit beside. Maybe she won't be a big talker. Maybe she'll be somebody that just needs to sit quietly with you. But either way, she seems to be somebody coming in the coming spring and summer. She's not a very talkative person. She's more shy. She's quiet, but she's somebody that could be shy and quiet and sit beside you and share a spiritual bonding just because she feels that in some way you understand her. And I show that this person is coming in June, or like sometime, no, early spring. I'm going to say 2 or 3 months. So February, March, April, May. And if I look at approximately how will you even know that she is the one that we're talking about? Well, first of all, remember, love never comes when you're looking for it. It only hits you like a semi truck when you least expect it. So the same will happen with this shy, sweet lady. And there's a sense that I'm showing her I don't know why, but I'm showing her outside. I feel that you will meet her outside. I feel that she will be somebody, and I see you both sitting on a bench. And I feel that you won't have to have a big conversation. You may just smile shyly at her and she'll smile shyly at you, and maybe the first or second time you see each other there won't be a big deal. But I think after that first or second time, there's a sense that it starts to happen more and more that you see each other. And I don't know where this is at because I can't even read a map. Just see this person as somebody that will be very sweet, very easy for you to be with. And I think that you'll have this to look forward to. And your angels are proud of you, Chris, and they're proud of your good energy and your politeness, and they want to give you something beautiful this year. Okay?
Thanks a lot.
You're welcome. Bye-bye, Chris. Have a good day. A good night. Okay. All right. We're going to start out with we have a reading with Russell, and Russell wants a crossing over reading about Roger. Now, please know I'm going to tell you right now, I am not the Long Island medium. By that, I mean I'm not going to tell you what trinket somebody gave you that you may be wearing around your neck. I'm not going to tell you that there is, about that your spirit is hovering around me, because I don't. I see spirit messages as this way. I believe that when we pass on, we leave messages for the people that we care about. And those messages are like a ringing telephone around you, waiting for a psychic medium to pick up the phone and say, hello. And I'm going to read the message that comes through for you now on Roger. The first thing that comes up on Roger says, thank you for being there when others weren't. Your reading says that Roger is very grateful to you for being indifferent than other people around him who promised him a lot of stuff but never did what they said they were going to do. You were authentic. You were somebody that was there for Roger. Roger says that you are and always were a true soul friend. Roger believes that he communicates around you all the time, and that not only was the communication that Roger had with you in the past beautiful, but that communication still is in around you now. And whether it's through symbols or whether it's through dreams, it shows that most of all, he says he wants you to know that he's moved on into a place where it is better than this earth ever was. He wants you to know not only thank you for being there for him when others weren't, and he wants to thank you for being the best friend that he could have ever had, but also he feels that he can't wait until you both meet in the next universe, the next hereafter. He also wants you to know that he is going to help you in any and every way he can, in a dream or in a goal that you have. How is he going to do this? I don't know. But it says that he understands that there are times that you just long for things to grow around you, to be more in depth in your life than they are. You miss him. You feel sometimes it's hollow without him. And the feeling is that he also wants you to know that he is with you and not to feel hollow, not to feel that way, because
tours of my consciousness and simply be here now. I relax my breath. I relax my body. I relax my mind. I allow life to flow through me like a river. I choose to let go and let God in this perfect moment. I am one with myself and at one with what is. The power of presence. I choose to rest deeply in the power of this present moment. I choose in this moment to awaken and to know myself as I really am. I choose in this moment to know myself as a divine creation of infinite potential. And in this moment, I am whole and I am holy. In this moment, I simply am. The power of love. I choose to say yes to life, and I open wide to welcome everything. I see through the eyes of my heart, and I see perfection in everything. I am a lover of life, and my love blesses the world with its holiness. The power of gratitude. Gratitude is a conscious choice I make in every moment. I choose to see everything as a gift from the divine. I am available for all that is good in my life. I am available for all that is God in my life. The power of forgiveness. I choose to know that all forms are born from divine mind. I choose to see the light of God in everyone and in everything. I am whole and I am holy. I see the world through the eyes of holiness. The power of trust. I choose to live in the wonder of now. I choose to experience every moment as an adventure, to be met with eyes wide open and belly soft. I am at one with God, because God is with me wherever I go.
all right, and that's Lana Keela. And I promise to give you 4 ways to let someone go. Let's say you're in a life situation in which you are devastated. Maybe somebody has broken up with you, or, maybe you left someone and then you regret it. Whatever it is, here are 4 methods of letting go. Let's say when you wake up in the morning, you are a new person. What completed you yesterday may not complete you today. Though it's hard to believe, letting someone go is what's best for the current you. Whether a loved one has passed on, you've gone through a breakup, you need to move on from a crush, or just have nothing in common with a friend anymore. Letting go is the next step to your happiness, which is all that matters. Let's get this process rolling, okay? All right. So, first thing that you're going to want to do is let yourself feel. First things first, grief is good. Emotion is good. Crying is good. Anger is good. Whatever it is, it's probably normal and needs to be let out. Once the hiding under the covers phase is over, the process can start. But there's a definite linear process to letting go. And the hiding under the covers phase, also known as the crying over a tub of ice cream stage, is probably the less work-friendly dyeing your hair a strange color phase, which has to come first. So let it. The next thing that you're going to want to do is remember to not to glorify the past. You may find yourself reliving all the great moments that you had together. In bed, you'll be scanning them like a broken record. But if you had the person back, 10 minutes later, you'd be thinking, that's right. That's why it wasn't working. It's just hard to remember all the crap when you're caught up in such intense emotion. Knowing that if you do find yourself pining over great memories, you're not seeing it realistically. So if you need some science to back it up, know that emotion is proved to affect memory. So when you're searching desperately for the good, your mind may even formulate a new twist to meet your current expectation. Basically, your memory is putting on rose colored glasses to meet your current thought process. 3, distance yourself as much as possible. Letting go is basically a euphemism for forgetting, for not giving a damn anymore. This sounds very harsh, so that's why it's given for the friendlier term, letting go. That being said, distancing yourself from the person is the only way you can get on the fast track to forgetting. You know that shirt you found in the back of your closet that made you say, oh my God, I love this shirt. How in the world did I not realize it was missing? Yep, out of sight, out of mind. This is much, much, much easier said than done for a lot of people, sure. But you can take efforts to limit how much time you have to spend in this person's general vicinity. Use it as an excuse to dive into a new passion, find a new hotspot to hang out in, or a new group of people to occasionally go out with. Do not revamp your life to accommodate this person, but do keep your best interests in mind. Don't put you second. After you're angry and sad and making bets with the devil that you'll never be the dumb one again, you'll probably spend a few days, weeks, whatever, seeming like an eternity, wondering whether or where it all went wrong, feeling like you're wondering and wandering through a fog. It'll be tempting to stop functioning, but you can't. You mustn't. For you, for the betterment of your world, you have to keep going. This is where you do whatever you need to do. You comes right first now. Whatever will make you happy, do it as long as it's not harmful, of course. So go paint the town red. If you can't talk your friend through the fact that someone stole her ham sandwich at work, so be it. You get some time to be selfish. Your mantra should be me, me, me. Why? Because you rock, and because sometimes it's just better to take your bitch pill. Uh-huh. That's right. So that's a little bit of information. And 5, don't blame all of man or womankind when something goes wrong. You're going to come out of this shortly, at least. The point where you say me phase should be replaced by me, you, and the last thing you want to hold a global grudge. Being jaded and cynical does not equate to learning from an experience. It's more akin to giving up. Try hard to see the best in people. It's out there. It's just hiding sometimes. Not all men are scum, and not all women are cunning. Maybe you have a penchant for the conniving scum, but that's not an issue in and of itself. Take a thorough look at the types of people out there. How much diversity can you find? Bet there's a ton, and that's why they call it diversity. So, I hope that that helps you in being able to find a little bit of peace and to let go and move on. You know, I want to remind you that you come back to the Calling of Light after the show, the Calling of Light, and schedule yourself a 15 or half-hour romance reading with me. You will be very happy you did. I'll give you accuracy, in-depth scopes on what's going on. And I'll see you then. And see you next week with a wonderful author and guest.
Psychic radio, holistic radio, spiritual radio. This is AchieveRadio.com. Follow us